There's a new hire at a Houston sports media outlet. There's the Houston Chronicle. There's also an account called @Cron. And people are pissed about her hire because of something she tweeted that, in my opinion, is rather innocuous, but whatever. Here's the tweet from a guy who found it and got big mad about it. Charles Adams tweeted, 2 months ago, a sports journalist regurgitated low information idiocy, labeling Jose Altuve a cheater. I'm just going to say that anyone who covers sports is not a journalist. Can we stop with that? You're not. You cover sports. There are far too many people in this industry that take themselves way too seriously. And perhaps I should take myself a little more seriously. Maybe I'd be a little bit further up the food chain if I did. Sorry. You cover sports. We all cover sports. We're rather unimportant. But anyway, this tweet continues. Of course, Cron hires her for their B team, despite the ill-informed, churlish, wow, that's a word, hatred for one of Houston's sports heroes. She'll fit right in with the great many there that exude disdain for both Houston and Texas. It seems like a reach. Her name is Leah Van. Leah Van, I look forward to all your forthcoming false fawning over a man who has overcome more disadvantages. That's true. He is a short king than you can imagine, and steadfastly refused to participate in Alex Cora's sign stealing. Here is the exchange in question that people are getting pissy about. And I got to say, Astros fans, who I have constantly berated for not being as tough as they need to be when people come after them for the cheating allegations. I've told you time and time again, say, yeah, we got away with it. Suck it, bitch. That's what you're supposed to say. There's no response to that. They're just going to continue to get madder and madder and madder. A person by the name of Corey Mose tweeted this. It's time for people to stop hating on Altuve and just appreciate his greatness. And I'm there. National baseball writers should have done that a while ago. But on October 20th, Leah Van responded by controversially saying, get this, no. Someone responded saying, Leah, that's beneath you. Leah continued by saying, I don't need to respect cheaters. Can you believe it? And it led to Leah tweeting out essentially a Notes app-esque apology on her Twitter account. And this is where I'm starting to feel bad. Because I've been here before. There was once a time where I did not live in Houston. Hell, there was once a time where I first went to Seattle, and I may or may not have deleted some tweets talking trash about the Seattle Mariners before I officially started the job. I was quick on the trigger with that.
I was going to say, did you get found out?
No, I didn't. I was smart. I was smart with it.
For your hate speech towards...
when I knew it was possible that I could get a job in Seattle. No, basically I told Mariners fans, like, yeah, like your lives are meaningless and you shouldn't even bother watching baseball because you'll never be good ever. Huh. And then...
the never be good ever part. Oh,
I mean, not that wrong, but...
Yeah, well, they're aiming for 54%.
But you got to pander when you join a new market. You do. Yeah. You got to pander.
Or you just can't actively antagonize.
Right, which is what I did when I first moved down here. But anyway, let's get to Leah's apology. I don't know what else to say other than I got heated during this year's ALCS and made some rash comments on the internet that I can't erase and regret making. You just said no. And that you can't respect a cheater at Jose Altuve. I'll always strive to treat the people I cover with respect while also doing my due diligence and reporting. And when I start work, I will show that. My Twitter started as a personal account and merged with my professional life since I fostered a network and following on here. That's not everyone's taste, but I believe in transparency and have fostered many meaningful relationships on and off the field as a result. I know I'm not going to get grace at this point in time. I wasn't advised to say anything, but I personally felt like I should say something. All that's left to do is get to work this January and do the reporting necessary to write meaningful stories. Today was a rough day. I've had a lot of these lately in real life. My close friends know that. This was going to be the shining light of it all. And I, with this from LSU, and I turned it around in time. So I believe I can do the same here. But damn, the internet is ruthless. I'll be signing off for a bit. Only so much I can handle right now. I'm sorry. That's all. Guys, we've seen way worse said about Jose Altuve. We have. And you might accuse me of being a white knight here because she's a pretty lady reporter. But no, I think this city is very welcoming. When I first came here, being a total a-hole, working at the Texans flagship and saying, yeah, the Texans suck. They're frauds. They're not the Patriots. You'll never be the Patriots. Legitimately my first show on the air. And you guys gradually came around on me. Or maybe you didn't and you're like, how are you still here? It's a great question. I have been here 10 of the last 12 years. I love it here. I don't intend on leaving anytime soon. Over time, I came to see that this place is awesome. There's a thing that I think we should allow for Leah here. I think you should allow Leah to figure this out on her own. And there are some people, I saw Barry tweeting like, oh, well, there's a lot of people that work here that could have gotten that job. And he's not wrong on that front. He's not. Like, I get, too, if you're in the industry and you wanted that job and all of a sudden they hire somebody that's not from here that's going to have to figure out Houston's culture, that is kind of BS. It is. As someone who's been a carpetbagger before and has taken a Houston job on the weekends doing radio from somebody else and eventually turned it into this, like, I get it. I do get it. But at the same time, this is not that bad. And this is one of the tricky things with Astros fans, who I do think are far too sensitive at times. You're always looking for somebody to get pissed off about. And what was it last year? It was Dusty Baker. It was Martin Maldonado. What was it before? It was every baseball writer who wrote about the cheating scandal, which did happen. It did happen. It did. Other teams were doing it. They focused on the Astros more than anybody else, but they did do it. Did everyone do it? No. Did Jose Altuve do it? It doesn't seem like he did. It doesn't seem like he did. And it's unfair that Altuve's been brought in with all of this and one of the best players in baseball history, and definitely the best Houston Astro in history, is going to have this attached to his name fairly or more likely unfairly for the rest of his career. But I just don't think this is something to get that mad about. I don't. She's going to figure out over time who Jose Altuve is. You got to give her the ability to do that. What did Jesus do? You know? What did Jesus do? A lot of people hated Jesus. But then eventually, over time, people came around on Jesus. They're like, you know what? That guy that we crucified, he was actually a righteous dude. Whoops. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. People did the same thing with my Lord and Savior, Tom Brady, right? A lot of people hated on Tom Brady because he beat them up. He bullied them, sports-wise, you know? But over time, especially once he left the Patriots, they came to appreciate him. And the TB12 method and all the wisdom that it's taught us. Like, don't eat tomatoes because it inflames your gut. Or avocado ice cream over actual ice cream. People slowly come around on stuff like this. I, as somebody who is now a Houston resident, who considers this my home, I welcome this Leah, what's her last name?
Van.
Leah Van. I welcome Leah Van in with open arms. Because over time, she is going to figure out how good of a person Jose Altuve is, all the stuff that he does for the community, and also see in person how great of a player he is. And the best part about all of this is going to be when he converts her. But you guys get so effing sensitive about people who naysay the Astros. Now, maybe somebody who's coming in to cover the team doing that, like, oh, you got a problem with that? You guys whining about Chandler Rome reporting, like, pretty good stories on the Houston Astros all the time. I guess I got to be the one to call you out, and I'm totally fine calling y'all out on it. Like, I do think sometimes you guys are sensitive little bitches. You are. Everyone is from time to time. I'm a Patriots fan growing up. We've done the same exact thing. Like, every Patriots fan's been through what an Astros fan's been through, and I'm an Astros-Patriots fan. So, like, it's almost as if I like cheating. You can make that argument, I guess. But this is so innocuous in the grand scheme of things. This is not John Boy saying that Jose Altuve had a buzzer on. This is somebody who probably hasn't spent that much time looking up the facts about Jose Altuve that has a chance to do it. And you guys are trying to bully her off the internet before she's even started. We don't even know if she's good yet. Maybe that's a reason to say, like, why is she getting hired here locally? that could actually be fair. But this is so tame as far as Altuve slander. And you guys always are looking for somebody to get mad at. What are you? People living in Salem in the 1600s in Massachusetts? Burn the witch! Burn her! Let's burn her at the stake! She said Jose Altuve, she doesn't respect him! Burn! Like this, you did this to Dusty Baker, Maldonado, Chandler Rowe. Like you always are looking for somebody. You don't need to burn people at the stake. You don't. And Brant, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, I this is not. I mean, obviously, it's just it's a take that you just kind of like roll your eye. It's not even a take, really. That's the thing. It's not like a take. It is just I don't have respect. Which it's always funny when people talk about like not having respect for athletes or whatever. Like he just lost respect with me. I have no respect. It's like what does this even mean? Like you don't respect this person. What's that? That's such a meaningless like insult to throw around when it's like someone you'll never meet except for Leah Van. Turns out she will meet Jose Altuve at some point. But I mean, you also look at when she tweeted that. That was October 20th or something like that.
Right.
It was in the middle of the ALCS.
I bet she's a Rangers fan.
She's from the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
There you go.
It was the heat of battle when she didn't know she was going to cover the team.
If a Rangers fan wasn't getting mad at Jose Altuve in that moment, honestly, I would question their fandom. You think Tab was respecting Jose Altuve throughout that series? And Tab is a wonderful man.
Yeah, Tab was as respectful as they come, and he would throw shots all over the place.
And he
because
should.
That's what you do when
Right.
you don't root for a team. The Houston Astros. Guys, most people watch baseball don't root for the Houston Astros.
Right.
And the Houston Astros win more than any team has won in the last 10 years, so they're going to get a lot of arrows slung at them.
I have a serious question, and we're running late, so you guys can answer this on the most interactive sports talk show in Houston. Do you guys have a problem when the fan of a sports team that isn't your own covers or talks about that team? Because I guess you would have a problem with me in a way. You definitely would have had a problem with early 2011, 2012 Paul Gallant. God, I was the worst.
Rookie year, Paul.
What she has done compared to what I was saying when I first came here is so tame. It really is. I was such an a-hole when I first came down here. I looked down on the teams here, and I didn't think I was going to stay here long. Because my goal at that moment in time was I want to go back to Boston. I wanted to do sports radio in Boston. Then doing radio here, I found out, it's way more fun to do it here. Because people like to talk about everything. They don't want to just stick to like, yeah, dude, Tom Brady's the greatest of all time. Who are the Red Sox going to start on Friday? Like, no, that's not what I want. So are you guys cool with people that are from outside the city or people that aren't fans of your team covering your teams? Do you guys mind if someone who covers your local sports teams, whether as an idiot blabber like myself or as a more serious beat reporter, do you mind if that person is from out of town or a fan of another team? Let's read some text here from the 713. Out of town fake fans is the 97.5 business model. Hey, the wheelhouse is gone. Cody wasn't one of those. But Jake's a Jets fan. I don't think Jake tried to embrace Houston. Brad Kellner, Dallas guy. I don't know if Brad was as into it eventually as I became. It took me a time to get to that point in time. So I get some of the pushback against it, especially because there are some hardworking people who have been in this town for a while who have been overlooked. Like, I get it. But I'm not going to give my job away. No.
Really?
No, I'm not going to give my job away, Sean.
So, like, okay. There is a hardworking, maybe 27-year-old looking to,
Who's that?
glasses, long hair.
Long cut hair, glasses. Is it a lady?
No.
Oh. Well, if it was a lady, the white knight Paul Gallant would step aside. Especially if she's hot. But I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, he's talking about you. Oh.
Yeah, so just, if you want to open up a spot for a lifelong Houstonian.
It's the Paul Gallant Show with Sean Mapes.
Yes. Yeah, we're not changing the name.
It'll be Scott Van Pelt with Russillo.
Yeah.
Paul Gallant Show with Mapes. I like it. From the 281, Carpetbagger Patriot man needs to keep his opinion to himself. Brandon. Well, it's been too late for that, buddy. We've been here a while.
10 years too late.
10 years too late on that one. Sorry, though. I think some people are fans of it. Here's the thing that I think actually can be valuable when an outsider comes in with a different perspective. They will look at things in a way that the people that have been here a while maybe don't look at a team. And I know, at least when it came to the NFL, when I first came here and was talking about the Texans with a Patriots lens, looking at them through that, I did feel like I provided some valuable information because as someone who grew up in the greater Boston area, of course, I know more about football than anybody because the team that was where I lived won. It's so funny to do that.
Yeah.
Because you can make that claim even though you're talking out of your ass, but it's so fun to do it. I can't do it in the same way I used to because it's been 4 years since they've been good, but it was my go-to.
It's also funny to do it to like someone who's like covered the Texans forever, or I guess no one's really covered the Texans forever, but covered like Houston football forever because you are just going like, yeah, you have, decades of actual watching and being around the game on me. I watched Tom Brady when I was 13 years old, so
I watched good football. Right. Yeah, you watch this football, I watch good football. So who really knows football?
Mm-hmm. But that is a good point about like having another, like basically the idea of having a fresh set of eyes to look at the team, and they have their own experiences with different. I mean, the different teams that they would have covered on their path to covering Houston. So it's like, I mean, that is valuable. And also, it can't be like so insular that's like, nope, you have to be from Houston. You have to graduate from like one of 4 schools. No, it could. It would be worse if it was like that.
I don't think it necessarily would be worse, though.
It would be the same as like Clemson reporters can't criticize Clemson. That's what it would be like.
That is small town college stuff.
It would be small town. It would be small town reporting for the 4th biggest city in the world, or in the U.S.
I do think it makes you, if you're coming in and you're a neutral observer at first, I do think that it teaches you to be a little bit more unbiased. Definitely, if you come in without that.
Yeah.
But over time, when you're here for a while, it grows on you. I mean, I've been here now, again, 10 of the last 12 years, and I mean, I barely watch Boston sports anymore. Like if I have a chance to watch a Celtics game, I will. If I have a chance to watch a Patriots game, I will. But for the most part, my job is watching Houston sports. So all I watch is Houston sports. And vicariously, when all you do is watch Houston sports, guess what? You're going to start liking those teams. You're going to start wanting them to do well. You don't want them to do poorly.
Especially once you're like around the team,
right?
And you like get to know, not like you're not friends with these people, but
you come to like them and respect them.
You get to
because you see them as humans.
Yes, you get to talk to them.
And I guarantee you this is going to happen with Leah Van. It's going to be a gradual process. It's going to be great to see if she ends up staying here a while, and I hope she does. And I think this idea that like everyone's supposed to have the same opinion as us, the people that are watching these teams all the time, it's just not true. Now, I can understand how someone comes in and starts covering this great baseball team that has question the greatness of a guy that we're all at the point of we don't even want to talk about it anymore. It's already been established that he's awesome and the cheating didn't matter. So it's almost like we're bringing somebody into remedial English or something like that. We're trying to teach them something that they should already know. Like, oh, you moved to the United States of America, you better speak American. Actually, it's English. I don't give a damn. You better speak American. Like, it is a little bit of that. And understandably so, it is a little bit of that.
A Houston sports citizenship test. You have to learn the Pledge of Allegiance to Houston sports. I think this is such, I mean, like.
Getting mad about this is soft. It is soft.
Yeah,
Astros fans have proven time and time again that you cannot handle criticism. And I do think it's lame. Like, you are the evil empire of baseball. This is the best sports dynasty running in that sport by a long shot. It's one of the best sports dynasties alive right now, and you get so worked up when someone would dare to question you. I don't know. It reeks of insecurity. And somebody coming in out of town, as a texter brings up, 90% of Houston is from out of town. That's probably extreme, but there's a lot of transplants here, and it's sort of part of our culture. And welcoming people into the culture is why this place is great. You guys welcome me even though I was an insufferable asshat. That's what I love, and I feel like I got to pay it forward, and I'm going to defend Leah Van here. I think you guys are being really soft about this. The ones who are worked up about it. The ones who aren't, and there's a lot of people in the text line that are actually agreeing with me. I'm surprised by that. I thought there'd be more pushback.
This might be a Astros Twitter mob thing as opposed to like actual like and we have to remember with these like very online stories, because this is a person who tweeted something and then people are being like, oh, this you with her old tweets, which by the way, to have an old tweets controversy and it's just I was not a fan of this team is like a very funny old tweets controversy to have, because it could be way worse. It could be way worse. But the whole idea of this, I feel like if you explained it to most Astros fans, and most Astros fans aren't on Twitter, just like statistically, they aren't on Twitter, that they probably don't have a problem with this
I think so.
As much as the online community does.
I think you're right. And it's a shame that for whatever reason, we do not like it when people change their opinions on things. And
yeah,
I mean,
flopper.
I found this out the hard way. You know, when I got destroyed by right-wing media after my chill dog comment, look it up. Paul Gallant, chill dog, DAWG. Just look it up. Because I changed my mind about something and I hadn't talked about it for 6 weeks. I just changed my mind about something. I changed my mind about it like weeks before. But for whatever reason, especially the internet, it's you must think this same way at all times, which is stupid because information evolves and you can end up being wrong about something over time or have a more educated opinion about something if you learn more about it. Oh, wow. What a novel concept.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because like as sports fans, we should it's like part of being a sports fan is like changing your opinion on things based on results. Exactly. We're I don't know, like Nick Caserio, you can want him fired in the offseason, and now C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson look good. Mm-hmm. Derek Stingley looks good when he plays. Now Nick Caserio has a great offseason. Like Rafael Stone, it's this like.
Yeah, you're right. Like
it looked like an absolute joke of an organization, and all of a sudden
they
make
all these
a couple good moves.
Right.
Maybe some on purpose, some you get
accidental
saved. But hey. That doesn't. Now everyone has a better opinion of these people, and so like the fact that you can't do that outside of sports is so stupid to me, especially when we're talking about in sports, because this is a woman who's going to cover the Astros.